This is a product video for Avery Dennison's SW900 ColorFlow with satin finish. It comes in 6 colors: Roaring Thunder, Urban Jungle, Fresh Spring, Rising Sun, Rushing Riptide, and Lightning Ridge. Product information and the lot number can be found on the outside of the box and in the core tube. And here are the details. Product number SW900, cast vinyl film, liner 90 pound, stay flat, comes in 25 and 50 yard lengths, width 60 inches or 152 centimeters, 5 colors, thickness 3.2 mil, adhesive EasyRS, long-term removable. It's a multi-layered film, and here are the uses. The multi-layered ColorFlow and satin finish reflects a wide range of colors and hues. Releasing the liner reveals the easy apply structure, and the adhesive is black, which makes it ideal for hiding the edges on inlays and overlays. The easy apply and RS features make squeegeeing the film onto the surface straightforward. However, if too little pressure is applied to the squeegee, the material will float, which means improper bonding. The installer must use firm, overlapping strokes in order to achieve 100% adhesion. Installers should avoid using propane torches to warm the film, as it will gloss the satin finish. If the film glosses from the torch, it has to be reinstalled. Avoid overstretching the film, as this will cause the material to change color and/or hue. If this happens, the panel does not have to be replaced. Simply pick it back up, heat it again while holding it lightly away from the application surface. Then reapply. The material will go back to its original color and satin finish. Repeat the same steps for wrinkles or scratches. Heating triggers the memory effect, which takes the film back to its original state. Because the satin finish has a low surface energy, for stripes and overlays, always clean the base layer first with a degreaser, then the top layer. The width of vertical overlaps should be 1/2 inch, inlays and overlays 1/8 of an inch. It is extremely important to note that SW900 ColorFlow is directional. If the panels go on in different directions, they will not match in color and/or hue. And here are the production tips. The lamination is built in, there's no printing on it, and here's the warranty for vertical and horizontal. Zone 1, 4, 1, Zone 2, 3, 6 months, Zone 3, 2 years, 4 months, and always mark the liner with a Sharpie to indicate direction. When sectioning the ColorFlow during the production process, keep the film side facing up so it doesn't get scratched by the cutting table. Always mark the liner with arrows so the installer can keep the panels going in the same direction. It's very important to do this. Failing to do this may result in the panels being applied in different directions, which can lead to reinstalls. And always roll the panels up with the film on the outside. For the install, workspace should be between 60 and 75 degrees, standard cleaning methods, and is made for automotive OEM paint. Conformability is complex curves and deep recessed areas, and here are the tools needed to apply the film. And keep in mind that the surface energy is low, though it does create moderate drag on squeegees. Standard cleaning methods apply, and always be sure to clean behind the edges when possible. This helps ensure proper adhesion. Installers should take advantage of the very low initial tack of the Avery Dennison ColorFlow film and release the entire liner when possible. Always apply the moderate recessed areas first. This helps avoid adhesive lines. The satin finish tends to grip standard buffers, so it's recommended to use a wet buffer to help the squeegee slide better. Use firm, overlapping strokes for the flat areas. For open-sided recessed areas, feed the film into these areas instead of bridging and forcing them in. Feeding the film maintains the satin finish and avoids overstretching the film, which helps ensure long-term durability. Always click the blade to ensure a precise cut. Which edge to cut on varies based on how far the film is stretched, the color of the vehicle, and customer expectations on coverage inside the body. Be sure to seal the edges when the excess film is removed to ensure maximum durability. For enclosed recessed areas, make sure the surface is very clean and dry. Apply the film to the deepest part of the recessed area first, then the flat. Always work towards the opening so the air can escape. Keep in mind that it's necessary to wait 30 minutes before post-heating so the adhesive has time to settle, but no longer than 24 hours. Because Avery Dennison SW900 Satin ColorFlow is a multi-layered film, it's important to relax the edges with heat before cutting. This evens out the tension in the film, which significantly helps prevent shrinkage on compound curves. For smaller, separate sections like door handles and mirrors, take the time to match the pieces to the body to keep the film going in the same direction. This will help ensure a uniform final wrap. Since Satin ColorFlow is extremely conformable and has a low initial tack, complex curves can be applied to the main surface using tension and relief cuts instead of heat. Avoiding heat helps maintain the satin finish and keeps the film from being overstretched. For the edges of severe compound curves, use the tuck and cut method. Tucking helps keep the film from overstretching, especially around tight molding. Before cutting, wait 30 minutes. This gives the material time to bond properly to the edge and avoids shrinkage. And here's a great example of how directional the Satin ColorFlow is. All the panels on the vehicle were put on in the same direction except for the back bumper. The back fender and bumper look like two totally different materials were used. Boats can be wrapped with the Avery Dennison Satin ColorFlow. Simply release the entire liner, pull to create a glass-like surface, spray the wet buffer with soap and water, then apply. Be sure to use adhesive promoter before the application and edge seal tape on the edges after the install. For post-install, cure time is 24 hours above 55 degrees. Always use Avery Dennison Wrap Care products to maintain, and avoid using isopropyl alcohol as it dries the surface. Here are the post-heating temperatures. And the final product has a bit of a static energy, so you have to clean it and maintain it properly. At the end of the install, always go over the surface and all edges with heat to look for trapped air or loose edges. Post-heat any areas that were stretched beyond 10%. And here's a good example of how dust clings to the satin finish, more than other SW900 finishes. To avoid this from happening, applying aftercare products like Avery Dennison Wrap Care significantly lowers the surface energy, which keeps it dust-free. When removing the film, always pull evenly and methodically and within the warranty period. There will be less than 20% adhesive residue left behind. There will be no paint damage for OEM film under 5 years old, and use a heat gun, propane torch, eye heater, or steamer to warm the film. For more information, you can go to Avery's page on Facebook or the ColorFlow section on Avery Dennison's website. On the website, here's what you'll find: where to purchase the film, both in the United States and Canada, pictures of each color, and on these tabs, links to data sheets, contact information, where to find a distributor, and how to hire an Avery certified installer. This has been a product bulletin for Avery Dennison's SW900 ColorFlow with the satin finish, proudly produced by the Wrap Institute.